What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to show you another vacuum that's in my vacuum collection. This time, it's something pretty unique to bring to the channel. Here I present to you today this Eureka commercial model C2095. Now, of course, when you look at this, you just think this is probably some kind of red variant of the Eureka C2094, which I do have a video of that, of one similar, only the one I had before was yellow. Link to the video of that one in the description of this video. But there was a period of time where there was a red version of the C2094, which, to my knowledge, I think those were the C2094D. There was a C2094E as well. Then I'm not too sure if it was the Type F or the Type G that switched the color to yellow. And the one I had was a Type G, so obviously it would have been yellow. Then there was the Type H version. Then the Type G and Type H, I know those variants were at one point sold at Sam's Club, brand new. And then after the C2094 got discontinued, out came the C2095, which was this one, which I think was meant to be more of a throwback to the 2094 D and E. And this one was exclusive to Sam's Club from what I can tell. And these essentially were meant to be essentially just Sanitaires under the Eureka name, which this also symbolizes the last of the F&G cleaners under the Eureka name, as far as I can tell. The other one being the Eureka the Boss 1934B. So, let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of this cleaner. I actually bought this on eBay from another vacuum collector. And this was at one of those situations where this was on an eBay auction that apparently nobody was bidding on. So I decided to put my bid in, and I ended up winning the thing. So now this thing resides in my collection, and I thought I'd make a video for you guys. Now, I've always wanted to get another one of these ever since I had my C2094G. And I kind of had deep regrets selling that one, but at the end of the day, that one, the 2094G, was in pretty rough condition when I got it. Two of the hood mounts were broken. The base was severely damaged. So I would have probably liked it if I bought it in much better condition. But I fixed it up as good as I can and sold it to somebody else who I think now uses it commercially for a carpet cleaning business, which these do excellent in, as well as the Sanitaire versions. So let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the cleaner. So this being based off the time-tested F&G platform and being designed for commercial use, it is going to have a massively long 30-foot power cord. But this one I will need to find a replacement for because the plug end right here is missing the little ground on the top because it broke off. But that will come in due time. And this was made in the time when the F&G lineup was sold to Electrolux and no longer made by the Eureka company. But this variant was still sold under the Eureka name, although it was made by Electrolux, which this and the C2094H were definitely two Electrolux variants. Which the only difference I can think of between this and the 2094G is the motor design and not just the hood color. But which you're gonna see the difference in the motor design, especially the way it sounds when you hear me turn it on later. But as far as I know, it cleans pretty much exactly the same as the C2094G I once had. Another thing that is a little bit different, I'm not too sure if the Type H had this change, but the outer bag is a little bit thinner than the than the one on the 2094G. It still takes disposable F&G bags. Exhibit A, right there. Which I am currently running a HEPA F&G bag, which these are made by Vacuum America Clean, which basically the F&G bags are essentially a bottom fill bag that converts into a top fill. As you can see by the way it's designed, there's a little fill tube collar right here that goes into a top fill on the bag, which was pretty innovative at the time these were made. But there are versions under the Sanitaire name that now converted over to ST bags, which I'm pretty sure you can buy an ST fill tube and adapt it to this to take ST bags. But another thing to like about these cloth F&Gs is they don't suffer the issue that the paper F&G bags, where the tube gets either crimped and clogs up and loses suction and airflow. So these cloth bags definitely help that while also increasing filtration. And the outer bag, you will notice on these, and the 2094 was also the same way, can be attached and detached by this little latch right down here. There's also a little gasket that's right down here as well that seals it up, which this is pretty neat design. So you could actually take this off and you could convert it to a shakeout bag from a Sanitaire if you so desire. And also right back here you have your typical foot pedal on-off switch. And down here you do have your 6-position dial-in app right there. See, there's the highest position, and you could lower it from there. For me, I always like to leave it on the 4th position for the pile of this carpet. And there's your nice Eureka logo right there. There's the commercial lettering right there. I'm going to flip this thing underneath, and this reveals a couple of things that were a little bit different compared to the 2094. The first one being this quick clean fan chamber, which to my knowledge, I honestly didn't expect the 2095 to come with this quick clean fan chamber. I thought it would have been just a traditional one like the 2094 that you had to take the motor off just to change the fan on these. But with these ones with the quick clean fan chamber, you just have to remove these screws and you could just get to your fan that way. But also that does add another gasket that you would need to replace as it deteriorates over time. And right up here, typical Eureka F&G fare, you do have a Vibra Groomer 2 brush roll with these nice stiff blue bristles. And you got these little beater nubs right here. So this definitely cleans fantastic. I really love these Vibra Groomer 2s, especially with how stiff they are. Of course, some people have preferences over Vibra Groomer 1 or Vibra Groomer 2. I like these because they have stiff bristles. The Vibra Groomer 2s, Vibra Groomer 1 have their own advantage, being they're a much thin design, so they channel airflow a little bit better than these 2s do. But to each his own. So anyway, let's go ahead and turn this thing on its back to show you its model number. Here it is, model C2095, type A. To my knowledge, this is the only revision of the C2095A. I don't think they made a type B version. 120 volts, 60 hertz. It's a 7 amp motor, typical Eureka / Sanitaire. And it's made by Electrolux Home Care Products from Charlotte, North Carolina, assembled in Mexico. And the serial, if anyone could date these, please let me know. But to my knowledge, I want to say this is possibly April of 2013. So correct me if I'm wrong. But overall, there's really not that much else to say about this. So how about we get to the part you guys have been wanting to see? Turning on demoing of this thing. So let's go ahead and release this ridiculously long power cord. There's your little strain relief at the top here. One thing to note about the cord, you will notice is it comes right there outside the motor, and it runs through the actual cord hooks to the top right here where there's a little strain relief. This is just how much of cord you have, which is ridiculous. You can just plug in once per floor, not have to worry about it. And so, now, let's go ahead and turn this thing on, and we'll demo it for you guys. Now, quick disclaimer, because this is a later model Electrolux-based Eureka F&G cleaner, it does have a different designed pancake motor that's usually referred to as the plastic motor, because the top piece of the motor, instead of being made out of metal, compared to the original Eureka motor that was based in Mexico, these new Chinese-made motors are usually made out of plastic, but it's easier to call them the plastic motor or Chinese motor to distinguish between the two. Another thing that is to note about these plastic motors is they have a little bit of a different, distinct sound compared to the metal motors, which not too many people like. But I wanted to see how it would be like to live with one of these. And so far, other than the kind of shrilling and ear-ringing sound these things tend to make, I don't notice a difference in cleaning power. And to be honest, I don't really see that much of a difference between the two. Yeah, maybe build quality of it has dropped over the years, but as far as I know, it's pretty much the same cleaner. Same with the Sanitaire. It's just the motor's a little bit different design that sounds a bit different. But enough of my yammering. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on, and we'll get cleaning with it. such a great cleaner. Runs very nice, despite that loud motor whine that these normally get from these later style plastic motors. This is still just a time-tested design with the kind of suction and airflow that could give a Kirby a run for its money. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Eureka commercial C2095. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.